Alright, peoples. Excuse me. Peace and blessings, my people. Back and we blessed and we beautiful. So we're gonna get right into it. Again, I'm reading from the Gospel of Hip Hop, which is hip hop's holy book. The first instrument presented and penned none other than by the one and only KRS-One. None other than our brother, our teacher, master teacher, KRS-One, for the Temple of Hip Hop. So if you want to order it, you can order it through us. And again, the proceeds will go directly to building this educational project. We are mobile, but we want more and more students, and just more and more platforms and all of that. And I'm just working very hard to connect to other hip-hop educationalists. Feel that? You feel that? Yeah. Hip-hop master teachers and scholars, hip-hop enthusiasts, culturalists, activists, and just, everybody in the culture, everybody doing their thing. Hip-hop entrepreneurs. We need to, just connecting the community to itself, connecting the culture to itself. As I myself am getting more and more connected. I am an entrepreneur. I am a business owner. I am a mentor. I am an educator. I'm a teacher. And I'm a visionary. But I'm not only a visionary, I'm, an actuary. Look at that. I'm making up words. I just really work hard to actualize my dreams, goals, and visions. And so this is one of them, is really just putting out hip-hop content and media for the healing of the culture, community, people, nation, religion, whatever you use it for, whatever you are using it to, however you are using it as a modality to better yourself, principles, all of that. This is a cultural thing. This is what it is. And so I just read, if you saw in the other video, I just read from a book called The Love, or a section as I call it, chapter book called The Love, and I read verses 1 through 30, right? We ended off of verse 30, which ended on page 30, and we will be returning to go from page 30 to, I believe it's like 33, reading verses 31 through 47 on the next time we meet, and then we may even get into the promised land, which is the next section, chapter, book, which starts on page 34 in the Gospel of Hip Hop, the first instrument. So my commentary, my just thoughts, whatever, because I always want to keep them separate from the actual reading and text of things. And I know everybody got, thoughts and things, but this was a loaded chapter for me after reading it. And I've read it a couple of times, and now I read it live again. Sometimes I got to read stuff multiple times in order to really grasp what it's saying. So this is, I'm, inserting, just topics of thought, like things that provoke thought and consideration as it pertains to hip-hop, the hip-hop culture, community, nation, people, and all that. Beyond the music genre, beyond all of that, although it does include that, this is beyond the creation and or the product of our expressions. So, in the beginning of the book, The Love, it begins on page 24, and I read verses 1 through 5, right? And it goes into talk about love, and it goes into relate, I guess, love to God and God to love, right? Love. Wow, that was a dope and deep concept. I'm actually kind of feeling it. Like, I think what stood out for me was the fact that it is, wow, that he chose to say that God is like love. God is the best way we could describe love, what love is, right? Especially when we're talking in terms of unconditional, even non-relational, right? So love on that level for everyone. And I know on a humanistic level, which, I'm a human, so that's the level I'm on. There's conditions on that. There's stipulations. There are, all kinds of things there. Yeah, wow, that was kind of deep for me. And then, wow, it was just so loaded. It was so loaded. I'm trying to figure out where to start. And I do also like in verse 2 where it says, like, how soon did we forget who fed us when we were hungry, who taught us when we were ignorant, who clothed us when we were naked, and who sheltered us when we were houseless. And I'm thinking about, like, how the state of hip-hop, because this book came out in, 2009? Like, the state of hip-hop and what it had become out of what was created and what it was created for, which we know is for peace, love, unity, and safely having fun. What it had become then in 2009 and even, 9 years later to now in 2018 is deep. Like, and this is what I love about hip hop. Like, I can, as a student, as a scholar, as a sharer, right, an educator of hip hop, I feel like this is where we get to put hip hop on the table and look at it not from a standpoint of you horrible, you whatever, in terms of blaming or shaming, but really for improvement. To look at it and go, is that really what we want to do? Right? Is that really what we about? Okay, that may not be what I'm about. That may be what that person or movement or whatever is doing, but I don't have to perpetuate that, right? But I can also just celebrate for hip hop's sake the victories, like the things that even people, overcome to get where they're at. And so I can look at that and go, wow, but, there comes a fine line and selling out and, people, I mean, we all have our own boundaries with that. So I can never put my views or my experiences onto someone else like that. I can never do that. You wanted some advice or pre-planning, we can put that out and go, hey, yo, I think this would be a smart move, or hey, yo, look at that. Is that what you want to be? And I think hip-hop allows, even for that person, that movement, that artist, that organization, to look at these foundational principles and teachings and go, is that what we want to be? Is that who we want to portray? Is that what we want to present as a historical fact in history? Because this stuff is going in history. Like, this video right here is going in history. Like, once it's done and I press end the stream and it's over, then this is now a historical document, right? This is, and I'm doing all of this to preserve, conserve, promote, and hip-hop on its biggest scales possible, but starting from a place that is within. Since I've learned that hip-hop is about your place in the world, your consciousness, where you're at, we got some healing to do. We grew up in a very much, I know people talk about the Me Too movement and and things like that, but it was very much a rape culture, I'm pretty sure. And if it is the way that it is, even now, I can only imagine how much worse it was. And after looking at the Roxanne film, it really put some other things in perspective. Because, I was low-key feeling some type of way about KRS. Because, I revere and enjoy the information shared by this brother so much that I'm like, wow, he really did that. The master teacher. But, we all got a past. We all have, things that we got to overcome. And we're all at different stages. And so I say respect to that stage, and just keep it real, from where he was at. But his growth, that part was even more, it stood out more to me in terms of the possibilities of facing something and really dealing with it head on, not running from it, but not being violent with it and taking it in and being humble enough to say, yo, I was wrong for saying that about you, once they were actually face to face, and when she confronted him in that bank, when they first saw each other for the first time after he wrote that rhyme. And you can look up the rhyme KRS-One wrote about in the Bridges Over about Roxanne, and how they, you can also find, the film on Netflix, Roxanne, and you can also find some of her interviews and follow-up videos with regard to the film, about what happened and what transpired and thereafter, and just the years after, and how they were able to mend that relationship to a mutual respectful relationship. And I'm saying that right there, to me, is that love that's lived out. So even though it may have taken, I don't know how long it took them to meet up after that, if it was a couple years, a couple months, or 10 years down the road, but I'm glad that they were able to come to terms with that and deal with that, even though it started out as like a little hostile. Like, of course, like, there's a lot of that energy in hip hop, but I'm glad that it also showed the love side of that, the tender side of that. Like, he showed the gentle to the man. And I don't know their ages, what they were, and, what bank they was at, if they were what borough, Brooklyn, the Harlem, or, what. But I know that story came out to a positive thing, a life living and breathing thing. Like, they lived to tell the story that is what happened. And they were both in hip hop, not necessarily seeing eye to eye, both from different crews. It's just it's that New York edge of like being the best and just being just straight up, just, what they call gully even sometimes, but not that it's all gully like that, but it get real grimy. It can get real grimy, but it can also get real beautiful, and it is real beautiful. And this is an exemplary, like an amazing opportunity to witness that and to now know that. So even in myself, even for myself, like the thoughts and criticisms that I had, like feeling like, dang, did my hip hop just crumble? Seeing that's what that was, and like, just put all the pieces together. But it really provided even me a lot of healing based on knowing that they were able to mend that relationship and really deal with that head on, and then not get violent, and then not get bucked in the bank, right? And not get, have the news called, or, have the coroner have to be called, or the precinct and all of that stuff. Like, that's just an amazing story to me. And I want us to be able to look at hip hop from that standpoint and go, you know what? Because we got some intergenerational stuff going on. Like, if hip-hop is 40 years, what they say, like, every generation is like 15, 20 years. Okay. I guess. I don't know how you count that when kids be having babies at 12. Plus, back in the day, they was really married and having kids early. But I get it. I could say about 15, 20 years. Or so. So if that's 40 years, and we got we're at least 2, 3, almost 4 generations in, right, for hip hop. If it's like, 45 years old. So yes, literally 3 generations in. So that means when this was created, right, like the years that they were, I guess teenagers or whatever. And I'm still studying all this stuff. Like I said, we're learning together. So as they were going into their man and womanhood and into their adulthood, they were having kids. And by that time, their kid had a kid. And now we're to the point where that kid, that grandkid, is about to have a kid, or is potentially growing up to be old enough to also bear children. And so we're looking at, again, 3 generations going into the 4th generation, or at the very beginning or crux, depending on how you count it up, the 4th generation of hip-hop. And so this is a generation builder. This is a bridge builder to bridge those gaps generationally, that we can all go to these principles that the foundations of hip hop were built on and look at that and relate. We can definitely relate and look at the art, because that's the art of the culture. That's how we know what was going on in the time, looking at the art of the culture. This is no different than studying, art history, right? Hip hop as an art form should be in art history. Like, you go study the history of the art. That way you know what was going on during that time with those individuals. And so, again, being that now this is an historical fact, I put this out there for hip hop. I put all of this love, all of this vibrational high, intense vibrations of love, peace, love, unity, and joy. Peace, love, unity, and to safely have fun with one another, for one another, about one another, and sharing good stories, positive stories, putting in, the work that we can create these good and positive vibrations, that we can actually together, collectively, make much more of an impact with one another than we can, than we have been. That's for sure. And so I say, let's connect to one another. We got work to do. Let's get to work. Let's be about that work, about that life, as we say it and state it. And I know everybody's doing their individual things and everyone's doing their collective things, and that's up. I want to connect with you. I want to connect with those people, those movements that are moving and shaking. I don't want to connect with anyone that's, that ain't with it like that. Like, not that you gotta be, say, I die for it. Like, I'm not saying that. We're not trying to nail you to no crosses or anything like that for the salvation of hip hop. And I'm not trying to say like you got to be on that level of committed or anything like that. I'm just trying to say like this is a reason and a purpose for why we do what we do. And as we learn together, as we continue to go through this historical document, this holy historical document, the gospel of hip hop, we will learn together how to implement these things. We will learn together how to daily, collectively really look at our own lives intergenerationally, for real. Like if you deal with hip hop, if you love hip hop, if you follow it, if you about that life, no matter what age. I don't believe in ageism, so let's just throw that out the door. So that's over and done with. So we don't even have to, think about that no more, right? So ageism is not a thing. It's just that we all at different points and places. We've, some of us have been around longer than others, and that can be longer in hip hop or longer in life or longer whatever, right? We have all of those things at work at the same time, and that's all good. We can coexist. We can absolutely coexist. That's what life is about, coexistence. Knowing that, hey, you may not even like hip hop, but respect, right? Like, because we are upstanding women and men. We are upstanding individuals and humans. We are upstanding cultural beings, right? That we live out these principles of peace, love, unity, and safely having fun, which we also call joy, right? So, and being that there's a holy book, like as I read last week, we looked over the document that was presented to the United Nations back, in the day. I believe it was like 2001, right? May 16th, I believe, 2001, which is coming up, right? That's what starts Hip Hop Appreciation. That's what sets it off right there, May 16th, right? How can I forget that? Gotta stay fresh on that. So basically, as we align ourselves, as we really go, and this is added to any kind of lifestyle you live in. Like, it's not about, a religion. It's not about, taking this thing to use it to divide, to be more and more divisive. This is to be more and more together, to be more and more inclusive, to be more and more loving to everybody, to all of humanity, no matter language, culture, creed, nation, culture, like whatever. These principles are widespread. This is an artistic, not only artistic, but cultural movement. So as we read, through the principles of hip hop and in the Declaration of Peace, the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, which is a historical document presented to the United Nations, which was actually received and it was named an actual culture for peace by the United Nations. Hip hop is right now, right? So we're gonna be that culture and voice and movement for peace. Let's do that. Right? Let's do that. I know we all got riots going on inside of us, but we also got peace going on inside of us. Some of us is tired of that damn riot. Real talk. Some of us is sick and tired of being sick and tired of the riot that is going on inside of us. Some of us don't even realize it. We just act out and we just wonder, like, why we get so mad? Why is our fuse so short? And this is something that I had to reflect upon myself. Like, why is my fuse so short? But the amount and the levels of PTSD that we have in our communities, right? And some of our members, our cultural members, our people, it's deep. And we must see in those of us who may not be of that particular community or whatever, we're all one, but we all have different backgrounds and experiences through life. And so we must respect, out of just respect and love, as we were talking about with this chapter here, with this section in the hip-hop gospel, just showing love. Sometimes that's just listening, being quiet, understanding and understanding what our position is in the world. Like real talk, right? So, again, this video is meant to unify. Peace, love, unity, and safely having fun. Peace, love, unity, and safely having fun. That is why hip-hop was created. Right? We're going to put all the puzzle pieces together. This is like think of them huge puzzles, right? You got some that are 100, you got some that are 500, even 1,000. Think of this as being like the 100 million piece puzzle, right? And so as it connects, as we continue to connect, because it really is probably at least 100 million people that's in the hip-hop culture. So think of it being like that. All of these connect like ever, like even those who have passed and those who are currently here who, proclaim hip-hop as their culture. Like, if there's, 6-7 billion people, would it be? In the world, there's definitely at least 100 million people who are hip-hoppers, right? Like, so I'm saying, like, this is a 100 million piece puzzle here that we're connecting. And, I'm actually so good right now with there not being anyone live with me. So I don't feel like I have to, someone might say something, or there's no pressure, and it feels so, so good. And I hope that stays, because literally, like, although this is my commentary video, and again, you can follow us at Truth Media Global on YouTube, Truth Media on Facebook, IG, Twitter, everywhere else. Just Truth Media, spelled TRUTHE Media, and then Global is itself. Just follow us, be with us. I want to say connect with us. I don't like that follow thing like that. Right? So let's say connect with us. Come along with us on our journey as we building together. I'm not building this separatist continued stuff that's going on. I'm about working with everyone who wants to do the work, right? Who about that work. And there's real, actual, factual things going on. Not just when it comes to we need somebody to perform at the thing and you want to get your face on the flyer because it looks dope. Like, those cats, like, we already around, right? Like, that's going to show up when needed, right? Like, that's going to be presented when needed. And so that's going to show up, right? It's going to show up big time. Right? So, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. I took a pause there real quick. I had a quick epiphany. That happens. But I'm just about changing my life right now. Like, man, and people wonder, I just want to put out there that we all going through shit. we're all going through stuff, and this is, you know, I'm a certified counselor. You know, I'm an ordained minister. You know, I'm a professional in a few different modalities, and I'm going for more and more and more. And so I'm looking at this hip hop life and my hip hop life, being an MC, being a poetess, being a poet-cussionist, poet-cussionista, an activist, activista, right? It makes me think like, you know, like I'm here for this purpose. I'm here for this reason. Like studying these things and going to college, and it's all coming back to formulate me, right? Like, and this is just how it's formulated. Like, and I've worked in a number of industries, a number of them service, like social work, you know, the whole, you know, that whole thing, case management, and, you know, with foster youth and the like, and even just, you know, adults. There's now adult daycares and adult foster care, and, you know, that kind of thing. And that's kind of a newer concept to some folks. But when you out here, and you know about that life. And that's no, you know, diss or call out to anyone else, but for those of us who are waking up into our consciousness, for those of us who are coming to, right? Like, this is the point where you can look at that and make choices now. Like, you know, like as you come to, like, and I say come to sooner than later, right? People say, you know, Lauryn Hill was light years away, you know, light years ahead of herself. Nah, that just means she was enlightened early. She accepted her call to not turn a blind eye and just turn up and take her clothes off, right? Even if she had a couple of them nights at the parties, at the get downs, at the whatever it was, you know, during that time, like, it's all good. Like, she is the icon of icons. Let's say that, one of, right? But I'm sure it was because, you know, she was surrounded by love, and I've heard her say this. She was surrounded by love, just knowing that she was loved and believed in, and she was believed that, you know, she could do anything that she wanted to do in life. And she actually, you know, had the audacity to believe that. Like, how many of us have the audacity to believe that, right? But also, you know, which was kind of different for me, like hearing her say she grew up with so much love. And not that I didn't, but it just made me wonder, like, wow, how much love and belief in yourself. Like, and I'm sure our parents did the best they could with all of that, like sharing love with us, showering us with a bunch of, you know, just love, you know, as much as they could. But, you know, for her to take that and then put that into her art forms and really had the audacity to believe, and maybe some of us just didn't have the audacity to believe that we believed in, or had the audacity to love, or to know that we were loved unconditionally, or maybe some of us just was not. Hey, right? Like, we all grew up in different homes, different places, have different walks of life. But, you know, depending on where we're at with that, like, you know, I wonder what that was like, because, you know, a lot of us grow up in just hell and havoc, right? Single parent homes, or even foster and group homes, right? Like, and so it's like coming from that, like, space, or coming from that standpoint, it's like, wow, what is it like to grow up in that kind of love? And so, you know, there's no coincidence that tonight I have a workshop on love, right? That's the whole theme of the week. So after this video, and I do apologize for starting it a little bit late today. I was having some technical difficulties, but that just means I got to start the process earlier to get all the glitches out. And so I am, you know, I want to be prompt, because I know we're on all different time zones and everything like that. Somebody might be on their break and want to listen in for a minute or whatever. So, but anyway, so yeah, the love. So, you know, talking about how Lauryn Hill was surrounded by love and unconditional love and belief, and look at her amazing, iconic greatness, right? And so I'm just like, wow, I want to be that, right? Whatever that was for her to inspire the world, even just started with my neighbors on my block, like straight up. Sometimes we want to save the world and aren't even looking within or what we can do right here next door, across the street. We talk about our backyard, but we don't even look at our front yard. We go out that mug and keep it pushing, right? And so I want to be that light, that vessel that brings that to the forefront in hip-hop. Puts that in our faces to say, hey, this is who we want to be. We want to be that nation, right? That culture, that love, right? That reigns, that wants to actually change things, right? And we can do that. It's all possible, right? This here says, when it refers to God or to love, it refers to it interchangeably, but it also says God, the love that inspires us to self-create. The God that, and in another part it says, God that saved us from self-destruction. God that, right here it says the love that enlightened us, right? And I love how it paints that picture, right? It's the love, like you call it God, universe, world, higher state, high vibrations, inner self, higher chakra, right? Call it all these things, and it still comes back to love. So how do we put more love in hip-hop? Put it in your lyrics, I dare you. Put it in your art, I dare you. Put it in your dance battles, your rap battles, I dare you. I dare you. Put it in your contest, I dare you. Right? Put it in your beat, put it in your food, put it in your products, your clothing, your items, your electronics, your apps. Throw it in there. How you throw it in there? Throw it in there how you throw it in there, but make it known, seen, and at least, right? If you're gonna make it kind of inconspicuous on the bottom, whatever, okay. Let the people know. Like, hey, notice our inscription on the bottom. Peace to you. Whatever it is, right? Or Hotep, fam. Hey, be loved. Be blessed. High vibrations. Good vibrations. Infinite love. Just send that out. Even if you say, hey, I want to give a shout out to love. Give a shout out to my mom. Thank God. Thank the love that inspired us to be creative. Right? Thank God. Thank the love that inspired us to self-create. Thank God the love that inspired us to not self-destruct. Because there's a lot of self-destruction going on, man, with Percocets, and it's all kind of stuff out here, yo. And I'm grateful to the God that helped me not self-destruct, right? To stay far away from that, to be away from that. That's important to me. And I'm not judging people who in it. I'm just saying, is that really what you want to do and what you want to be? Right? There's a lot of depressed people in this state. There's a lot of depressed people from the Silicon Valley to the San Francisco Bay Area to the valleys of the Bay Area, with Vallejo, Sacramento, Stockton, the Fresnos of the state to the SoCals, to the Bakersfields, and the valleys of LA, right, and the beaches of LA, the Long Beaches, right, of LA, and the Comptons, and the Watts, and the South Centrals, and the San Bernardinos and Ontarios and Orange counties of LA. Like, there's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of depression. Right? Up in the mountains to the valley, to the waters, right? And it's hard for people to admit, right? It was hard for me to admit. Real talk. And I'm coming from the realest. And, I'm going to just, little bit by little bit, just put it out. Because, again, this is for healing. And I don't want to overwhelm all at once or, nothing like that. But again, this is for us to see something positive in hip-hop, to take not only something positive, but something good, holy, something we can commit to and love, right? And share and not feel judged. We can still be ourselves. That's important because it's kind of like, well, what are you going to do for hip-hop? What are you bringing? And that's why I'm saying, okay, we got to celebrate the good with the bad at the same time, like, and grow from it and learn from it. We turn those L's into lessons, right? That's shout out to Chance the Rapper from Chicago, right? We got to turn our L's into lessons, and then the L's that we talk about today is just love. How do we implement love in the hip-hop? How do we do that? How do we do that? I mentioned put it in your art, put it in the... But how do you live hip-hop? Just add it in. Even if you are at your cubicle or your desk and all you got is one little space, put something dedicated to hip-hop and love right there. Like, just, you know, even if it's like the picture of 2 speakers with a heart on it, right? How you gonna do it? I'm sure some people gonna go get tattoos. It's a given. With microphones and hearts and hip-hop and, you know, all kind of little stuff. And that's what's up. But I want us to be focused on the living it out, living the principles of it out, like in life. We good at expressing it, right? But let's live it out more in life. Like, how will we live it out in life? Like exercising and practicing the principles, right? So even if you're Buddhist, you can listen to this, or even if you know, what is it, Qigong, or you know, a spiritualist, or Jewish, or Muslim, Christian, what have you, right? We can still look at this and go, yes, this is it, this is yes, right? And I know some don't believe in the God concept and the universe concept and, you know, the Buddha concept or the whatever concept, but substitute that word for yourself. Don't let words necessarily dictate, especially if it's just a matter of semantics, right? Don't let words dictate how you gonna implement that. Like, even when I was a Christian, when I was, I guess you could say, a practicing Christian, it was easy for me to see the good in different religions, so to speak, and different types of lifestyles, because I felt like it went back to the Bible, went back to that which I was, you know, celebrating anyway. And so I added that to my life in that way. And so to me, it's no different than this. Like, it's no different than going, okay, you know, this is that life, you know, how can I live that out? And I think the best part about, you know, hip hop is that it is worldwide. It's not about one person, color, creed, religion, whatever. This is a collective of minds, artists, individuals, peoples, groups, organizations, you know, non-governmental orgs, business people, governmental stuff, and all of that all into one. Right? And so, of course, there's going to be difference of opinion, difference of the mind, because there's difference of lifestyles, there's different of experiences. But that isn't to use it to be, well, you over there, so I'm over here, and I'm better, and you worse. And it's about seeing where we connect and showing love and respect, right? Seeing where we connect and showing love and respect. And celebrating that, celebrating where we connect and showing love and respect, right? Giving off those good vibrations, those higher vibrations of love. The love that saved us, the love that, you know, saved us from our own self-destruction. If you're suffering from your own self-destruction, you know, and I'm going to put this out there because Logic made a song. That's hip-hop right there, right? Logic made a song called 1-800. And I may actually, you know, put the number out there on every video. But the number is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. Right? And Logic wrote a song called 1-800-273-8255. And it was addressing those demons, addressing those things to bring us up to a higher vibration, because it is in that very light that darkness is exposed, and that darkness is afraid and it wants to run. Right? And I believe, like, even in my own So that most people, in my experience, like I said, my own experience in talking to and counseling with youth and young adults, in my age and every age actually, is that we don't want to end our lives. No one wants to end their lives, but we want the pain to end. We want to end the pain because it's so hard and you feel like there's no way out. And so we are here as inspirations, as beams of light, to be reminded of that, so that that darkness can run away. And sometimes we are in fear that that darkness is going to run away because we've been accustomed to being comfortable with that darkness. And so, and we can either, accept or reject that information. Or, I could be off or whatever. I'm not, I'm not the toppest, highest, scholar of everything. And I'm always open to learning more and more. But again, those are just things to me and concepts to consider, things to consider in daily life in terms of being, an improved version of ourselves each and every day. And that's the goal, is to be better and better and better each and every day. Better than who? Better than what? Better than ourselves. Better than we were yesterday. Right? Because if you have goals and you're working toward those goals, you should be closer. Right? Like Awapale said. Closer to my dream. Are you closer? Or are you watching other people get closer to theirs and you getting that kind of envious feeling like, why they get it? How come I'm an MC too? Or how come they got that art joint? Like, I wanted to do that mural. I lived over there my whole life. Right? So, really it's just about that, But, yeah. Putting that out there that way, and I just hope that you get something out of this video, and that our discussions and our time together are times of growth. And so by me stating that there's a lot of depressed people in this state, not only in this state but in this world, in this industry, in every industry, and it's taboo. It's been the taboo elephant in the room for so long. But I think it's time to put all of that to rest and put it on blast so that we can heal from it, so that we can grow from it, right? So that it does not have to take such a stronghold on us, on our lives, and on our existence. And life don't have to feel so hard, so tough, like we're climbing up mountains, right? Like, sometimes it is ease, sometimes it is flatland. Let's have that a part of our lives and our experience as well. I'm all for that. I'm all about that. So, once again, this is my commentary video regarding the chapter that I read, the section of the Gospel of Hip-Hop, the first instrument penned by KRS-One. It was a section, chapter, book titled The Love. And we read verses 1 through 30, which ended on page 30 in the actual book. And this is the Holy Book of Hip Hop, sharing with you good news, which is what gospel means. Okay, good news. I wonder what language I said. Maybe we can discuss that and look that up too, or somebody can put that in the comments. And again, this is more of a forum, really, but especially this part. But the first part is just reading straight from the book. Just when people read from the Quran, or they read from the Holy Scriptures, or the Jewish Bible, which is also called the Torah. When people read from those holy inscriptions, they read directly from it. No commentary, right? So this is me reading directly from it, no commentary. But this part, this video, this second part is all commentary and thoughts, right? All commentary and thoughts, because I don't want to intermix the two. I want people to know what's in the text, what's in the holy book. And then separately from that, what are my thoughts? What is my process? And we all have a different process. So please feel free to share. Please feel free to share to every hip-hop head you know. To every hip-hop head you know. We must know, we must grow. And I'm about that life. Let's get it. 2 plugs real quick before we get out of here. 2 plugs. One is we sell products. We sell products. We got electronic products. Inbox us. If you've been on these sites lately and these deal sites and websites and trying to find best deals, trust me, we are either comparable to that or better, right? And all of the proceeds, all of them will be going to build this educational program, right? This educational, facility, school, whatever you want to call it, location. Right now we are mobile. We're Hope4HipHop educational project, and we are mobile. So we go to different homes, classrooms, churches, facilities, after school programs, whatever, to teach these lessons. But we will also come to adult places, and we also do go to adult places. What am I talking about? College classrooms, right? College groups, clubs, all of that stuff, to places where people are gathering for even ritualistic type stuff, from bar mitzvahs to African harambes, to even ceremonial stuff. This is hip hop, right? Like, it's not just about beats and rhymes, although it is about beats and rhymes sometimes when it comes to the music, which is a product of the culture, which is a product of the consciousness. Excuse me, I had the hiccups. But we have a couple plugs, so please donate to us. We are online as well. Again, Truth Media. Truth Media, that's TRUTHE media.com. The working title to our school is the Intensive Enrichment School. Okay, Intensive Enrichment School. Look it up. Intensive Enrichment School. Intensive Enrichment School, right? And you can go on our website where we have our I don't know why the word is slipping my mind right now, but we have our fundraiser up. Let's put it that way. So look up Intensive Enrichment School. We are building. We are in California, and we just decided to stop complaining and start training, right? We are on Crowd Rise. That is Crowd Rise. That is where we are at anyway, in terms of finding out where we at. So look up Crowd Rise, and that is .com/intensive enrichment school, right? Intensive enrichment school, okay? Crowd Rise Intensive Enrichment School, okay? That's crowdrise.com. Find us there, donate, please share with us. Again, well, when you order, that'll be payment through PayPal, and we'll go from there. But other than that, that's the plug. Help us build, please. It's for your kids. It's for your cousins. It's for your neighbors. It's for your community. It's for the hip-hop nation, for the preservation and conservation of this information. All of these historical acts and things that are happening right now, we want to save and preserve. They actually trying to tear down VIP Records in Long Beach right now. So you can go to that. I think that's on Color of Change. You can go on that right now and vote for that and help preserve that. That's a historical space. These spaces must be preserved. And if we say we hip-hop, we done made billions and all that stuff, we need to put our money in the right places where things will grow, right, and not die, right, and not just fizzle out or just be subject to happenstance. And then we looking up, and hip-hop, we don't own it anymore. It's owned by this commercialism that we don't like, that we actually dislike, right? So really, what are we doing here? Again, that's why I love hip-hop ed. It forces us to look at ourselves and alignment of things and go forth, right? So this week, let's go forth adding love, right? I know it's not St. Valentine's Day if you celebrate that day or recognize that day. This is right here this week is, Love Week, Hip Hop Love Week. How about that? Right? So help us build the school. We have smartwatches. We have speakers that have Bluetooth and without Bluetooth. The smartwatches have, Bluetooth. We got, if you need business cards made, hit us up. You need logos made, hit us up. We buy, we sell our services in order to build the school. Because again, this is a community effort, definitely grassroots. Grassroots meaning we are doing it together and we are in the beginning stages, right? So seeds are planted already. Seeds have been planted, scattered. This is the watering. This is the continued watering of the plants, of the trees, of, the living organisms that will help to sustain us in the long run, that will keep us healthy, that will keep us alive and very well, living a long, very blessed and beautiful life. The best life, right? So that's what all this is about, for real, when I'm stepping up to the table, when I'm bringing forth these messages and information, that's what I'm about. So if you had any doubt, that's what I'm about. And also, so go to CrowdRise, donate to us. Again, if you want to order any of those items, we still have some hip-hop hats. If you need us to make, again, business cards, any of that stuff, print out, make anything. If you got a logo and you're like, man, I just want this, or I need a website, hit us up. Hit us up. Support this movement. And our movement is Hope4HipHop, the educational project, because we are bringing you hope through hip-hop. We have Hope for Hip-Hop, and we are the hope for hip-hop as well. So we that hope, we that love, we that hope, we that hope, we that love, we that peace, we that love, we that unity, bruh. You feel me? And the tunes, let me specify what tunes we're listening to just to keep everybody open and abreast. We're listening to the Lo-Fi Hip Hop Mix, Beats to Relax and Study To. That's the 2018 version by the Chill Cow. This was just put up last month. And I haven't met them yet or anything like that. This is just, stuff I vibe to. And, it keeps me cool, chill, relaxed. Like real talk. Keeps me real cool, chill, and relaxed. They just uploaded it and published it on March 19th, 2018. So just a little over a month ago. And it is, in fact, the runtime for the video, I believe, is 2 hours long. 200 minutes. Or wait. No, it's not 200 minutes. Just 2 hours. They count minutes. And when it gets to an hour, they count 100. So, but that always made me like, what is it, 100 minutes or is it an hour? So, because that's different. 100 minutes is an hour and 40 minutes. Right? An hour is 60 minutes. So, I believe it's 2 hours long, and you can look it up on YouTube. They also have merch and everything like that. So, shout out to y'all. Peace and blessings. Thank you for allowing this to be available in order to just stay chill, stay relaxed, keep my demeanor, because like I say, I pop off, but this thing is really helping a lot. And also, I wanted you guys to see the softer, more gentler side of hip-hop. It's through chill hop. When you need to chill, just chill. Put some beats on that's just instrumental and just chill, right? And I love, the jazz hop because it includes jazz, which again is, one of the fortunate, one of the fortunate things and blessed things that we actually have. So peace and blessings to everyone. And I love and appreciate all of you. And we give thanks for your support. All right. Again, I'm building this next website. I'm going to go ahead and let my website go public. Kicking it off on the 1st of May. I think they call that 1 de Mayo. 1 1 de Mayo, I believe, right? 1st of May. And yeah, just to stay connected there. I got it under construction. I'm trying to just switch some stuff up and, but I'm also going to just link, stuff we sell and everything. So hopefully that'll help along with the CrowdRise page. Also these videos, just for more learning and more processing and more growth. I think that's very important, for real. So, again, peace and blessings, sending peace, love, and light. And thanks so much. Thanks so much just for your support in hip-hop. It's Earth Day weekend, whatever. It's April 23rd. And we were commenting on the readings from the Gospel of Hip-Hop, the first instrument presented and penned by KRS-One for the Temple of Hip-Hop. Today we read the section called The Love. I believe it's the second part, called The Love, and or chapter or book, whatever it's called. And we read verses 1 through 30. So cop that. Again, we have those books. We got that. We got some hip-hop hats. If you want art, we are working on some other things. I'm looking for some more graphic designers. If you're in the graphic arts, hit us up. If you're in the graffiti, get it? Graffiti arts, graphic, which is graffiti, graphic arts. See, this is hip hop. See, all this stuff, I've learned just through studying in my study, really, and I just clicked in my head like I, really should be sharing this stuff. But if you are that, please hit us up. Hit us up at truthmedia@gmail.com. That's truthmedia@gmail.com. TRUTHE media@gmail.com. And someone from the team will get back to you for sure, as soon as possible. So peace and blessings. Be more love and light. And that's the theme of the week. One love. Peace. Just want to say peace. I don't want to leave. I feel so beautiful. I feel so peaceful. Peace, love, and light. I hope you today have a good life. I just want to say that I just want to pray for you. All day, all day, all day, all day, all day, all day, all day. Hip-hop, hip-hop, non-stop. Hip-hop, 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 non-stop, non-stop. Yo, we got it on live. I hope I didn't blow up the spot. I hope I really like you a lot. When we meet you, I hope I never block. We hope I never block. I know it's on lock. We got it on lock. Shouting from the rooftops. Shouting from the rooftops. Shouting from the rooftops. I love it. I love this music because, you come in and speak and rhyme at any time. Anyway, once again, this is Miss Show King. That is at Miss Show King, MSSHO King, KING. We are at Truth Media. I'm only one of the team. Yes, but I'm pushing this forward. I need to just, keep pushing forward. And I appreciate the team. Shout out to the team. Hey, the Hope4HipHop Education Project team. The Intensive Enrichment School. The Working Title. And the movements that are going out all around the world. Shout out to all the artists out of Cali, Oakland, Sac, LA, Compton, Watts, Long Beach, Bay. Hey! For sure. Sending love, y'all. And that's a wrap.